And the Zips will kick it away to start us off. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. And, Jesse, this is going to be a fun test. This receiver, if you leave him in man coverage, you might be in for some trouble.
And so when you get him in the one-on-ones, you got to throw his way. He's a really good route runner. He can catch the football. And then when the defense decides to double cover and take him away, that's when you go somewhere else with the football or you run it. The balance in this offense, based on how they play him, I think is big today.
Yeah, and that's what you got to do as a defense. Sometimes you double team him. Sometimes you play zone. Mix it up. Give different looks because he is a guy. He's shown the ability to burn your defense and make big plays.
Second down coming up.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
I love when defensive backs come up and they are physical and they stick their face in the fan and they aren't scared. Talking to the defensive coordinator coming into this game, he knew his DBs had to tackle well. They had
turning it on. They make the stop, but there is a flag on the field. We'll see what that's all about. A very productive play until it was wiped out by that penalty, and they'll go back to work. You make up the game plan, and not a lot on the play sheet for this. 3rd and long from inside their own 20. Trying to set up the screen. Crosses the 30. He's got away. He's close to the first down, but they're going to mark him just a little short. So the last thing you want to do is start the game, first drive, go 3 and out. They won't do that here. They might go 4 and out, but they'll try to convert here. And it's a first down. They'll mark it at the 44.
There are not a lot of head coaches that I think are willing on their opening drive to go for it on 4th down, especially in that kind of field position. But this head coach ain't scared. He believes in his running back. He believes in his offensive line to go pick it up, and that's exactly what they did.
From the 44-yard line, the offense snaps it on first down. Might as well run him until they stop him. He's got it again. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender.
And the defense doing a great job committing to the run. When you commit to the run like this, obviously you can give up some plays in the passing game, but you got to stop the run first.
Trying play action. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up 3rd down. Trying to pick up a first down. Looking to throw, it's O'Neal. Fires to the middle. Working that left side. Offense on the move. A big play there. Gets it to the 30. Looking for a productive play on first down.
And I love the awareness by the wide receiver on that play because I'm not sure that route was supposed to be that deep. You got to wonder if the receiver decided maybe to adjust the route a little bit to make sure that he got the first down.
Man, on those screen passes, I want those defensive linemen to run right up the field, and I want to throw it right over their head where I got some space and I can get my running back going. That is the opposite of what happened right there. There was no space. He couldn't even get going.
Grabbed in the middle. It's Baldwin. Makes the grab and steps into the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, you know this offensive coordinator scripts his opening 10, 15 plays, and he didn't even need that. They went 9 plays and scored a touchdown. Everything working perfectly. They look like a well-oiled machine early in this game offensively.
The returner's going to try to see what he can get. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Zips offense has the ball for the first time. Guys, if you listen closely, I think you can hear the jawing going already between this cornerback and wide receiver. What a matchup, Jesse, it's going to be between those two.
You know, so many people have already been talking about this individual one-on-one matchup, David, and it's going to be happening out on an...
That's a fumble. Defense falls on the ball. Going to be a turnover.
And when you're on defense and it's wet and it's rainy, you know exactly what time it is. That ball gets a little heavier. It gets a little slicker. You're trying to get to that thing. You know you get your hand on it. There's a good chance it's coming out. Nice job by the defense forcing it with the assist from the weather.
Well, after getting the takeaway now, you're in the fringe area just outside the red zone. The offense trying to stay aggressive. They're throwing it right away, seeing if they can catch the defense sleeping after now just coming on the field. But give the defense credit. They were aware. They were ready for it. Made sure that one fell incomplete.
It'll be 3rd and long. To the air, it's O'Neal. Quarterback strolling away from Heat. There were serious revolutions on that 3rd down pass, but it's incomplete. It's wise not to be too greedy, and they'll go ahead and send out the field goal unit. Never a doubt. And now the lead is extended a little further. So after the made field goal, they'll kick it away and rely on their defense. He'll bring it back from inside his 5. Really disciplined job by the coverage unit to get down there and make the stop at the 19. Akron has it back, ready to send that offense back onto the field. They coughed it up on that last drive, but the defense really bailed them out, holding him to a field goal, Jesse.
Yeah, and I think the offense kind of
breaks into the open. And they'll move the chains and get it to the 47-yard line. The Zips are in the hurry-up.
And I don't know if this defense knows what just hit them because they gave up the completion, they gave up a 1st down, and now here's the offense back up at the line of scrimmage again, going tempo.
Leaves it with the back. He made the first guy miss, but there were too many dudes coming to help, and they stopped him behind the line. And the Zips trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. He'll pull it on the read. Across the 45. And this defense's head is spinning. He gets it down to the 27. The Zips have it with a 1st and 10.
And that's a nice job by this QB. Great job. You show patience, right? Like, if they don't come take me, I'm going to keep running. That's how I go pick up another 1st down, move the sticks, and this offense can keep churning.
And his molars are probably rattling after that big hit, but he did get the 1st down. They'll move the wide receiver. Right back to the well. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. Back to pass on 2nd down. Pocket breaking down. Oh, man, almost picked off in the end zone. What a red zone stop that would have been. It's 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. He makes a grab. And he was pushing for that goal line, but the D stopped him at the 2. And the Zips will try to punch it in on 1st and goal. Trying to barge their way in. Into the end zone he goes. Touchdown, Zips.
And I like the running back's vision. He sees the hole, explodes through it. He knows where the goal line is, gets in the end zone, gets 6.
And with the extra point, the lead is cut to 3. It's 10-7. They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And no chance at a return here. They'll start this drive at their own 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Got him downfield. Still on his feet at the 45. He's pushed out of bounds inside the 40 and the 38, and these guys are on the move. Now this is the way to come out of the gate and set the tone. Back and forth and already inside a minute to go in the first. Grabbed over the middle. It's Barker. Just making a play, getting it to the 23-yard line. It'll be 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. Back to pass. It's O'Neal. Going to try to pop one on the screen.
Yeah, and you're going to see this offense find different ways to get this running back involved. It's not just going to be on handoffs, and they're certainly going to line him up in different places and even throw him the football. But the screen game's a big part of it, too. They're trying to get him going there.
There to make the tackle, and that's how we'll wrap up this first period. So first down here as they go back to work. They're going to ride this running back. Knocked down behind the line of scrimmage, he'll lose a yard.
They're trying to run the ball on first down, guys, but just nothing doing up front. Their offensive line got blown up on that play. There was nowhere for that guy to go.
Fires to the end zone. And he wanted to get the score right there, but it falls incomplete.
Well, they were trying to sneak him out of the backfield that time into the passing game, but that did not fool anybody on defense. What a hit, forcing that incompletion.
On third down, he drops to throw. Gets it to him on the screen. And it's in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and that's a nice job selling it by the offense, dropping back, making it look like it's pass. That running back slipping out of the backfield, throwing the football, getting a dynamic playmaker in space, and he says, I got this, I'll do the rest, and gets the touchdown.
On the run from inside his own 5. Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. The Zips take over in Akron, ready to get that offense to work. That deficit has now grown to double digits, down 17-7 as they start this drive. They'll knock him down after a pickup of 1 to the 18. The Zips moving quickly to the line.
A nice job being gap sound by this defense. And here you go. Watch what this offense does. They'll get right back on the ball, and they'll go really quick, so you got to be prepared.
And they can't make the connection.
Well, on that incompletion, the quarterback and receiver just not on the same page. I mean, that wasn't even close.
They couldn't connect on second down, now staring at a 3rd and 9. And the Zips will bring the punt team onto the field. Doesn't say much for your drive when you're looking forward to the punt. He just wanted to get it out of there from his end zone. And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. And the offense heads out onto the field to get the drive started. Here we go. One man in the backfield, and he gets it. Picks up the first down. Good execution. They move the sticks, and they've got it at the 33.
This offense has to get this guy the ball in as many ways as possible. He showed you all of his tools on that last play.
Back to throw, it's O'Neal. There's the pressure. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing. Plenty of distance between them and the sticks here on second down. They'll throw again after the incompletion. Finds his back in the middle. Dragged down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
Right. Second quarter, getting closer to the half. Offense is still having a lot of success stringing some first downs together. Defense is going to need to figure something out before they get to halftime.
Not a lot there. Picks up 1 inside the 20 to the 19. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Off the boot, looking for his man. A shot toward the end zone. Just threw that one way too far. They've got to come up with a big play on this 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Throws for the tight end. Picked off! What a play by this defense. He's knocked down, but what a play to come up with the interception. If you want to look on the bright side, at least you can pile up a bunch of yards if you can move the ball, because it is a long way to the end zone. Punt in the backfield, it's Hamilton. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
And this offense gets nothing done on that play, but look at them. They're continuing to run this tempo. They want to try to do something to get a spark going to create a big play.
And he was able to run through a tackle, and they finally get him, but not until he picks up the first down.
And as soon as the receiver caught the ball, you saw the quarterback start communicating to his teammates what the next play was going to be, because they're now changing the tempo and going fast.
Keeps it moving for a 3-yard gain to the 24. The Zips racing to the line in the hurry-up.
And after that run, getting right back up to the line of scrimmage to go hurry up, defense has to be ready.
Just going to keep it after the snap. Not much running room there thanks to this senior defender. And the Zips are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. In the gun and looking to throw on 3rd down. The Zips will punt it away on 4th down. This will be the 2nd time they've had to kick it away. He was able to get that ball up to the 48-yard line before he stopped on the return. And the offense back on the field, ready to dial up ball plays. They'll leave it with him. There he goes. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be 1st down. Here's this offense with a fresh set of downs. To the air, it's O'Neal. Unloads to the right. Got his man. He's brought down, but there's a flag on the field. Let's see what the call is.
Hold.
So the big gain, all for naught, brought back due to the laundry on the field, and they'll try it again. The offense set for a 1st down play. He's looking to throw. Unloads to the wideout. Almost intercepted. It'll fall incomplete. The defense almost came up with a turnover. Ready to fire from the pistol. Wants to go up top. And they can't make the connection, and it could get worse. A penalty flag on the field, and it's in the holding zone. Let's get the call. Holding penalties, the ultimate drive killer. We'll see if it costs this offense here. Now on 2nd down. Back to pass. Trying to beat the D deep. And it's incomplete, going for the massive explosive play instead. They're looking at a 3rd down. Trying to pick up a 1st down. On 3rd and long, they need a big completion. He's not afraid to go deep. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's 4th down. So they couldn't get it done on 3rd down. Now they'll line up in punt formation. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. Akron has it back, ready to send that offense back onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it. Had to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. He'll keep it himself. Oh, he's got some space. Powers through. He's showing it all. The juice, the jets, the moves, and he's got it down to the 16-yard line.
16-yard line. Good enough for a 1st down.
Running back searching for a hole. Got some room headed to the goal line. And he waltzes in for the score. Touchdown, Akron. Did not take long to get into the end zone. Now let's see if this gets this offense to hit overdrive.
Now we may have a situation here. We might have points, more points, and more points. You keep putting drives together like that quickly, chewing up that much yardage, defenses are going to have to get something figured out.
Here he comes from inside his own 5. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. Okay, so here comes the offense returning to the field. Here's another opportunity, Jesse, to stretch out this lead after punting last time.
I think it goes back to your playmakers, Reese. I think it's finding the guys that have been working for you earlier on in this game and getting them the football.
Yeah, and there's obviously no need to panic. I mean, think about it. You got the lead. You got the football. You got to be smart with the football, make your plays, put a good drive together here.
Back to throw, it's O'Neal. He's looking deep. Makes the grab inside the 30. Touchdown.
Quarterback's abilities to read the field is huge, and also the anticipation, the timing. To be able to throw the football, Jesse, and hit a guy in stride so he can get run after the catch and get in the end zone, that was a nice job by the quarterback.
Yeah, it's critical, David. Listen, a lot of times touchdown passes aren't thrown into the end zone. You've got to read the coverage, hit the open guy, and let him do the rest.
Nice job by the kickoff team. Everybody stayed in their lanes, and they'll stop him at the 16. A lot of work to do as this drive will start from the 16-yard line. Looking to throw on first down. Snagged in the middle. It's Little.
And that's a good job by the drag route there, understanding its zone coverage. So instead of continuing to run across the field, he settles down into an open spot, making it easy for his quarterback.
Rushes on him. Catch in the middle. It's Little. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks. Clock stops momentarily for the first down. They'll hurry to the line. Wants to throw on first down. How about this sophomore stopping him short of the first down line? Quick tempo, no huddle offense. Second down, clock's running. Looking to fire. We got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break. They'll come to the line at the 42, facing a third and long. Looking downfield, and he needs a bunch. Under fire. And he just throws it away. That is not what you're looking for on third down. Fourth down coming up. And the Zips decide to punt it away. Let's see what he can do with it. They're able to put a stop to that return right at the 30-yard line. They'll crank up this drive from the 30-yard line. Looking to throw, it's O'Neal. They'll throw it to the back on the screen. A most efficient pickup of 6 on first down. It's 2nd and 4. Up-tempo for the offense. Second down, they'll go to the air. Fires to the wideout. A strike downfield. He'll go out of bounds. They'll mark him down at the 31, and a big pickup on that one.
It feels like everything this play caller has called has worked so far in this first half of the offense. They've generated a really nice lead, lighting up the scoreboard, and they're staying aggressive.
Fires toward the end zone. And it was worth going for a chunk play, but the long pass is incomplete.
Sometimes as a quarterback, when you're feeling a rhythm and you're feeling yourself, you just want to keep taking shots, right? This guy's already thrown 3 touchdown passes. He saw a look he liked, decided to let her fly. Haven't seen a lot of balls falling complete, especially deep down.
Snares it with those big hands and strolls into the end zone for the touchdown. No midseason doldrums for these guys as they push out the lead in week 6.
Well, this offense is clicking. They've been doing it all first half, running the ball, throwing the ball. They add insult to injury with another touchdown here right before teams go into the tunnel. This defense, guys, they have got to find some answers, and they've got to regroup here at halftime.
He'll start the return inside his 5. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. They go to the ground. Not a whole lot of progress made there on the short run. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. Time dwindling away as they try to put points on the board right before the half. Quarterback on the keeper. Smash! Just dismissing tackles. He's loose down the left side. And finally out of bounds after an explosive run by this ball carrier. Waning seconds of the first half, and they'll try to tack on a 3 before they head to the locker room. Looks as if this will be a 51-yard attempt. That is no good. All points are important, guys, but that one still leaves you with a 3-possession deficit down by 17. That's the end of the second quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin and our halftime update. He'll put toe to leather and get this second half started. On the move from inside his 5. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. The Zips take over in Akron, ready to get that offense to work. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half. That's the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your...
And the Heat will get home, and the quarterback goes down at the 17. The Zips now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Second down, he'll throw it. Catch in the middle, it's Davis.
And quarterback dropping back, understanding I'm getting zone coverage. All I got to do is be a little bit patient, manipulate that defense a little bit. My wide receiver runs that drag, and I get the first down.
Trying to make magic on the scramble. Building momentum, picking up a chunk of yardage, moving the chains out to the 34. And the Zips want to pick up the tempo.
And how about the awareness by this guy on third down, a scramble play. Everything's breaking down, but he never panics and also knows exactly where he needs to get to pick up that first down. It's third. I can't slide early. I can't run out of bounds. I'm probably going to have to put my body on the line here and take a big hit and risk that to get this first. That's a big-time leadership play by the quarterback.
Got stuffed on first down. It's 2nd and 10.
Man, the momentum is squarely on their side right now. It was starting to feel like they're running away with this one. They scored a touchdown their last time out. Now on this drive here in the third quarter, the defense makes a massive play against the run, creating a negative play. They've got the opponent going backwards.
On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. And the defense, they've got him at the 27. The Zips will line up to punt it away. They'll look to pin him deep. He will not make a fair catch. Field the punt and bring it back. And he's going to get it up to about the 29-yard line before he's brought down. Here comes the offense back onto the field. The give to the back. He's got a yard out to the 30-yard line. Didn't get much on first down. It's 2nd and 9. Dropping back, it's O'Neal. Pressure coming, and the ball comes out. What a disastrous play. Defense swarming on that loose ball. It'll be a turnover. This offense has it with really good field position. The give to the left side. Turning it on. He'll get that one all the way down to the 4-yard line before he's stopped. 1st and goal, and this feels like their chance to make a game of it. He'll do it himself. And he'll step into the end zone. Touchdown, Zips.
The defense has got to do a better job of taking the most dangerous man. That's the guy with the football in his hands. Force him to do something with it. You can't just let him keep the ball and go score.
And the extra point is good, but they still trail 31-21. The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And he takes this from inside the 5. Didn't find any crease in that kickoff coverage, and he'll be stopped at the 17. Guys, this offense will go back on the attack. They'll run it to the right. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Wants to go up top. And he just flat dropped it. I think he wanted to run before he secured it.
Obviously, when you're playing in weather like this, the ball is very slippery and it's hard to catch. The QB threw a bullet that time, and his receiver just could not reel it in.
Wide open downfield. Lots of running room. At the 20. Run out of bounds after the long game, but they've got it now 1st and goal. New center downs right on the doorstep for this offense. with the run on 1st and goal. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in. Defense rose up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. The run up the middle, trying to find his way to the goal line. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. Now 3rd and goal, and tough yardage to cover here. To the air, it's O'Neal. Into the end zone. Oh, and he dropped it. He had a touchdown right in his hands and couldn't hang on. It'll be 4th down. They'll try to salvage a field goal on this drive. It is perfect. And now the lead is even bigger.
How great is it to know that if you can get the ball down somewhere close to the 40-yard line on your opponent's side of the field, you're walking away with at least 3 points because this dude is automatic.
And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. Akron has it back, ready to send that offense back onto the field. They haven't had a whole lot of production, nor much to show for it on the scoreboard so far, and if they're going to get back in this game, it needs to start right. Breaks into the open. And they'll do more than move the chains. They'll move that thing more than 30 yards down the field before he's finally stopped.
What a throw on 1st down, the first play of the drive. And I think sometimes quarterbacks are given an alert on a specific play. And what that means is maybe the ball was supposed to go to somebody else. But in pre-snap, if the quarterback sees a matchup he likes, he's given the green light to take the shot. And I think that's exactly what happened on that play.
And he doesn't find much running room, a short gain on the play.
And that wasn't a big gain, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Couldn't find a man and just had to throw it away to avoid a negative play. And the Zips will call on their punt team. They've been busy out there to punt for the 5th time today. You'd think they would have had a good chance to down that one deep, but the bounce carries it into the end zone for the touchback. So we'll see this offense make its way out to start the drive. They had to settle for the chip shot field goal last time, Jesse. They'd love for this one to pay off bigger.
Yeah, it just comes down to execution, too. Did a nice job out in the field, stalled a little bit once they got down to the goal line, so they just need to be a little bit more crisp here, David.
Yeah, and listen, I think the first part was the most important part. You got to put the drive together first to get down there. Now, when we get down there, focus on execution and getting 6 points.
Well, they're just trying to run the ball, but that time there was absolutely nowhere for the running back to go, and as a result, that's a tackle for loss.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12.
42 Spider. 42 Spider.
Looking downfield, it's O'Neal. Takes a hit as he fires. On target to the left. They finally get to him, but what a play there to pick up the 1st down. We'll see if they have enough time to get another snap before the clock hits 0. The give to the tailback. And he was able to pick his way for just a few yards, and that'll wrap up the 3rd quarter. One more period to go to see who can make the winning plays and come home with the victory. It'll be 2nd down as we open the final stanza.
Here we go.
The give to the back. This time the defense was ready and they stop him in his tracks. Lining up to convert 3rd down.
Here we go.
He's looking to throw. Setting up the screen. At the 45 on its way. They'll move the chains. Good execution on 3rd down. They've got it at the 41. 1st down here for the offense. To the ground with the back. And he'll pick up 1. It brings up 2nd and 9.
At this point of the game, the offense has the lead, and the offensive coordinator knows they want to keep running the football. So he's going back, he's looking at his playlist, and he's saying, which runs work the best for me in this game? What can I lean on right here to make sure we win this one?
He found a little opening and got loose. They couldn't stop him in the backfield, so a solid pickup there. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Just nowhere to go against this defense to find that single yard he needed on third down. Perhaps emboldened by converting a fourth down earlier in the game, they'll try a second time. He didn't make it. They'll have to give up the football, and hope is still alive.
Result of the play is a turnover on down.
Handoff from the shotgun. Stuffed almost in his tracks, but strong enough to pick up one to the 35. The Zips will hustle to the line.
Defense came into this one knowing they were going to see some tempo. They've got to get the call from the sidelines, get it communicated, get lined up.
And the defense, they've got him at the 27.
And how about that rush off of the edge? You could tell, man, playing pass all the way. Your team has a lead. Getting later in the football game, he's just pinning his ears back, and he flies off the edge and gets the big sack.
The defense all revved up after that earlier sack, and they'll try to stop him right here. On third and long, doesn't need to take the check down. Finds the tight end. He stopped just inside his own 40. They'll mark it at the 39. It'll be fourth down.
And on the heels of that last big play now, you'd love to keep the momentum going and score quick. How about staying aggressive? Try to throw this thing into the end zone. You need to get the ball back, and you need to save as much time as you can.
Makes the grab past the marker. And the defense makes the immediate tackle, but he has enough for the first down.
Well, down 2 possessions. Good news is you get the completion. Bad news, though, did not get out of bounds. You know right now, saving the clock, that is at a premium for this offense.
He's going to take off.
Welcome to the frustrating reality of college football. Like, the guy at the quarterback spot, he can just do that. Pull it down, get positive yards, makes the defense have to account for him every single play.
Got room to work. Worked his way to the 38 before they stopped him. It's a 5-yard gain, and that'll be a first down.
As sometimes as a quarterback, you just need to take the game over yourself. You need points to win, and it's going to come down to you throwing it or maybe running it like...
Pressure is effective from the defense. They knock him down just behind the midfield stripe at the 48. Now facing second and long after the defense came up with that sack. Back to pass. Here's a heat. And the pressure is coming in, and they get him again. Now third and long, and trying to play catch-up in more ways than one after that earlier sack. Looking to throw, and he needs a chunk play. Bringing the heat. On the run, fires downfield. Finds a man by himself. Brought down at the 20-yard line after ripping off the big play. And the Zips come to the line with a new set of downs.
Good enough for a first down.
Trying to cap this drive with the pass. Oh, they're after him. Good job to avoid the negative play and just get rid of that thing.
And this is a tough time for this offense because you're in passing mode. You're in comeback mode, and what is that? The defense knows that. Like, they're pinning their ears back. They're coming after the quarterback, and you've already struggled protecting your guy today and creating those explosive plays. This offense is going to have to buckle up and really protect their guy up front.
This time it's complete. And a good job of coverage by that defense, just a short pickup. The Zips headed quickly to the line. Gonna look downfield again. Here comes the heat. Snagged out of the air. The stop is made, but this offense is threatening. First and goal from the 9.
First and goal, Akron.
Takes a snap, wants to throw. Looking for the goal line. That completion will take it inside the 4, and the offense is threatening. Now on on second and goal. Motion from the wideout. They'll give it to the back. Touchdown, Akron! And here they come, almost all the way back.
Well, the offense did their part. You're just trying to apply some pressure on the opponent, right? Yeah, you're down right now, but if you can find a way to get the ball back with some time on the clock, they're within striking distance still to win this game.
Ready to try the point after. And the PAT will draw them 1 point closer. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Interesting matchup this week in the Mountain West, and it sure is playing out that way. The home team is within striking distance, but time is not on their side. Time to see if they can solve this riddle. The Aztecs are in front, but they'll need a team effort to finish this one out. And if they do, trust me, they'll return to a hero's welcome in San Diego. It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to San Diego State. The Mountain West likes to keep things interesting, and we'll circle back if anything big happens. Gentlemen?
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Back to pass, it's O'Neal. The short hands, it's Miller.
And quarterback receiver on the same page. Nice job seeing the zone, understanding the drag route concept. Easy pitch, easy catch.
Ball spotted at the 29. Here they come on 3rd and short. To the ground to try to pick up the first. He just needed a yard on 3rd down, and there just wasn't any room to pick it up. Timeout called there by the defense, desperate to get the ball back and save as much time as possible. Now this is rolling the dice, or perhaps they've gone outside their head. They're already up. Boy, this could really backfire if they don't convert on 4th down. He'll get a fresh set down, stopped at the 31-yard line.
How about that? You got the lead late in the game. Get some first downs, salt this clock away. This is the exact position you want your offense in.
Imposing their will, right, David? I mean, we know we're running it. You know we're going to run it. We're trying to ice this game. There's nothing you can do to stop us.
You want to talk about building confidence? Coming through with clutch plays, making the winning plays at the right time can really set the course for the rest of the season.
Yeah, Reese, maturity and experience matters, and this team has guys that have played a lot of snaps, they've seen a lot of looks, and they've lost close games like this in the past. That wasn't the case today, David. Too many guys out there making big-time plays.
And I think belief is what you build, that confidence. You know you're going to win. You don't think you're going to win. You know you're going to make that play in the